Welcome to my community on Afrocentric Television Channel 15.8. This is the station that revolves around the occurrences in the Houston area, especially amongst the Africans in the community. My name is Kola, and I'm your host today. Today I want to talk to you about, the law. When I said the law, I mean the law especially. So this gentleman is a personal friend, and of course I've known him over 10 years. Wow, here in the Houston area. Wow, that's interesting. I just thought about it now that it's way over 10 years that I've known Mr. Femi Ogunjumelo.
Correct.
So welcome to the show, Mr. Femi. It's difficult to get hold of him, of course, to the studio because he's back there fighting for us, right? Thank you so much for taking the time out to join us in the studio today. And before I even go deep into this, I want to express our gratitude to your support to our communities here in the Houston area and in Nigeria, in Ondo State precisely. You have done tremendously well. You have helped the society. You have done, things we all should be doing and be proud of doing, even, to our home state and our home country in Nigeria. And I'm so proud to say and to call you on TV, of course, that you are indeed my friend. And yes,
thank you very much.
So welcome to the show. Your law firm,
yes,
Mayday Law Office, Houston, Texas.
That's correct.
What prompted? Well, let's go back to your background a little bit. Tell us a little bit about yourself. And I know you've been in practice for a minute, so tell us about yourself.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a great opportunity, and I'm glad to be here. My name is Femi Ogunjumelo. Born and raised in Nigeria. Went to law school in Nigeria. Finished law school for over 22 years ago. And then practiced law a little bit, moved to the United States when I moved because my passion is for the law. So I went back to law school here at U of H. So I went to U of H, University of Houston. So I finished over there and then took the board exam. So it looks like all my life I've been in school.
Right.
But it was interesting. It was great. And then while I was in school here, I was working with a law firm here in Houston, Texas. And then sometime in 2015, I branched out and started my practice. And I chose the personal injury practice because it's a branch of law after my heart. And so we've been at it ever since. We've grown and leaps and bounds. We've fought for everyone that needed justice. And I'm glad to say that, God has helped us to get to where we are today.
I like with humility where you say God has helped us to. That's one thing we lack in today's society. They believe it's always by their power, by their might, but of course your reference to God, shows the kind of person you are.
Right.
And then you chose injury,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Your practice, can you expatiate on that, the injury part?
So the idea of personal injury law is derived from an ambit of law called the torts law. Just to break it down, make it simple. Torts law just protects individuals, innocent individuals from getting injured by people who are negligent and who are not careful for the safety of other people. But you can break this down again to a lot of other areas. You have the dram shop law that protects you. If you're a third party on the road, somebody went to a bar, got drunk, and then the bartender's knowing fully well that this person is obviously drunk, but kept serving. So the law holds the bartender, the bar responsible, holds the bartender responsible, and holds the person causing the injuries responsible for the accident. Okay, there are other areas of law. There's medical malpractice, for doctors, who the law holds in high standards. There's product liability. So when you make products, you want to make sure it's safe for people's consumptions. When you drive on the roads, you want to make sure that you're abiding by the law of the state of Texas. That give some distance to people in front of you. Intersections, all of that. So these are all guided by rules, and these are all geared towards making sure that third parties are safe, with any actions of other people. So when I chose personal injury law, I chose it because I wanted to enforce those laws. I wanted to help plaintiffs, to be able to get compensated for injuries caused to them by the actions of negligent third parties.
This is interesting. So I picked something unique I think I know of it, but you know, hearing you talk about it now just opened my mind to it again. Like, let me ask from a professional standpoint. I'm at the bar,
Yes.
for example. I was drinking, just ordering, some drinks,
Yes.
and so. What if I act as though I wasn't drunk?
Yes.
Is it up to the bartender to determine if I am drunk or not, or if it's okay for them to stop serving me? Is that
right? So it's a matter of fact for every case. Every case is different. The qualifier for that law, there's a qualifier for the law. The qualifier is you have to appear to be obviously drunk. Because the bartender is not an angel. They are not soothsayers. There's no way for them to know.
I was wondering. Yeah, okay.
You know, sometimes people have got drinks from other bars and they jump bars and bars
and then they come to this one and you can tell that this one is really high.
Really
but it's true that you can tell when people are a little high.
Right,
though.
because it's just a reasonable person's standard. If a reasonable person can say you're acting drunk, it looks like you're drunk, the law places the duty on the bartender to stop serving that individual.
But it's funny though. I mean, I have my money. I want to buy, right?
Yes.
So, but then I'm the one that being stupid.
That's right.
You know, but then I want to put it on the bartender
Yes.
as being the responsible party for my negligence, for my stupidity.
That's right. The law puts a lot of duties on each party. The bartenders take an exam test called a TABC license. Under that TABC rules, you know, they already knew that before you become a bartender, you could not serve an obviously drunk individual. So the law itself is not because they wanted to punish or limit the ability of the bartender to make more money, or they want to limit the third party or the person from getting more liquor. Is to protect all the people on the roads, you know, that may be injured by the actions of these two other people. You know, so if you're going to overserve this individual and this individual is going to keep paying you and keep getting drinks, people are going to get hurt on the roads. People are going to die on the roads. And they did not want that to happen. And that's the essence of that law.
So it can be prevented, or at least minimized.
Yes. You know.
So it's the safety of the people that the law is about. How about in situations where, I mean, maybe that's a part of, the aspect of the practice that you guys deal with. In a situation where somebody just hit my car.
Yes.
And when I came out, I can't find the person. I'm only on the third party insurance.
That's right.
How do I
So
remedy that?
That's a good question. What you just described is called a hit and run under Texas law. If somebody hits your car and run, you're only actually down to one help, and that's you having what we call an uninsured motorist policy. It's called a UN.
Even if you have a Texas third-party liability insurance,
right?
If you have that, you can still be covered.
If you have that, you'll be covered.
See, guys, learn, because I asked this question because I was a victim at some point. But then I do not have that coverage. So the insurance company is telling me, my insurance company that is telling me that they can't do it except if I don't have comprehensive on my insurance.
That's right. You have to have that, and we have to have a differential. You have to. There's a difference between the uninsured motorist policy and the underinsured motorist policy, which is also important.
Okay, we have to define both. Because we need clarity. For me, because this is the time we need to start referring people that are in need of this to your law firm, you know, so because they need to get this education, they need to learn that these are circumstances that warrant you having a case or not.
That's right. And you could lose everything you have. You could lose your cars. You could lose, your job just because of a single accident where it's a hit and run, and you don't have coverage for it because now the only car you rely on to take you to work is totaled, and now you can't go to work. And your boss is going to find you.
That's true, yeah.
So, everybody, it's
especially in this Texas, you need a car. It's not a luxury to have a car.
That's correct. So get the UM and get the URM. URM just means you have a hit and run, or you just have somebody who hit you with that insurance, and so now you're responsible for your own injuries. But then the injuries are so serious to where it costs you $100,000-$200,000 to get yourself fixed. But your policy, the policy you have is only for $30,000. Or the other third party's policy, the person that hit you has a policy for only $30,000. You can rely on your underinsured policy. for another 30,000 or more, depending on what you have.
Interesting.
So that covers you on both sides, and that makes life easy for you. So it's important to think about the UM and the UIN.
That's some vital information you just dished out. I have one of these other questions regarding the insurance company themselves, because they don't like to pay.
They don't want to pay.
If I don't make my premium payment, they cancel my coverage, my policy, right? Now, I'm making payments on time. Now, there are damages or injuries to my vehicle or to myself, because we're still going to talk about what they call the PIP, personal injury and protection, and I need people to be aware of that as well. But before we get into PIP, I want to talk about these insurance companies that they don't want to pay you.
That's correct.
They don't, so let's say, for instance, God forbid, I'm driving down the road and a car hit me from the rear, right? And it was a huge damage that even my airbag deployed.
That's right.
Now, we're on that case. Is it okay for me now, first of all, to approach the insurance company or to deal with them by myself, or it is always the right thing to do to talk to a law professional like you are?
So that's a good question. Okay, it should just be as simple as ABC. It should just be you talking to the third party, whoever hits you, the insurance. It should just be them coming out to see your car and then paying out on whatever damages that you have, including your bodily injury compensations. But it doesn't work that way in real life. And it doesn't work that way because, insurance adjusters, insurance company pay adjusters to low pay, people. When insurance adjusters pay you less than what the injuries are worth, they get compensation. They get a commission.
That explains why you wonder why, we paid this money when it's time for you to pay me back. Now you're lowballing me. What's wrong with you?
And I know insurance companies doesn't want anyone to hear this, but it is what it is. I feel like the right thing to do, because the insurance companies get paid every month regardless if you have coverage. And they promise that they're going to take care of you when you are in a situation.
When the time comes, we've had insurance forever. We never filed anything on that insurance.
That's right. And the day you file is the day there's a clause here, or there's this, or you have damage, or this is not for us, it's not for the us. So they'll do everything to make sure that you don't get what you deserve. And that's why you need a lawyer. Because the lawyer knows that already. And so the lawyer tells you, advises the client what to do, not to speak to them at all. You don't need.
Okay, we have to talk about not to speak at all, because a lot of times it is the admittance that you are at fault.
That's right.
That would definitely determine who gets what.
Yes.
In a case like this, so when is it the right time for you not to admit or not to talk? Even if I'm at fault, is it okay for me to just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, it was my fault that I did this to you"? But insurance company doesn't even want you to do that.
Well, if you're at fault, it's only a matter of decency to say, to admit that you're at fault. If you knew that you're at fault, the problem is that you could think you're at fault and you're not at fault. You could actually hit somebody. You could be the one who hits another person, and you're not the one at fault. They could have run a red light. They could have run a stop sign. And because you don't have a stop sign, you have to run away. So that's why the law, allows that people just stay quiet. You call the cops, you call your lawyer, and you leave it at that. And your lawyer will review the case, and they'll let you know, this is not your fault, or this is your fault. If it's your fault, there's really not much anyone could do for you other than to rely on your own insurance to take care of you. But if you're not at fault, you don't want to admit fault if you're not at fault, because you don't want to put a terrible foot forward, when you have a good case.
Right. Let's talk about the insurance not willing to pay now. I know you did say the adjuster, they pay them much more just because they're able to save them more money.
That's right.
But it's unfortunate, but that's why we pay for insurance. Right. So
we have a couple bad faith claims. You file a bad faith claim with the court because insurance companies are trying to toy and play with people's lives and their money and their health. Insurance company would tell adjusters in their training, look, if you're able to save us X amount of money at the end of the month, you get X amount of commission at the end of the month. So all adjusters want to do, apart from their regular pay, is to make sure that they're able to, because they have a ceiling, they have a limit, and sometimes they could go above that limit if somebody like me thinks that the case is worth more than that, you know, and so they have to ask the supervisor and say, you know, my boss, this is what the lawyer's thinking, you know, what can we do? But if they're able to lowball you and able to pay below the ceiling, then they get a commission within the difference of the payment, you know. So we don't let that happen. You know, we have a system to evaluate every single case. We evaluate it based on your injuries, on your treatments, and we know what your case is worth before we put in a demand for your injuries. And so if you put in a demand and an insurance company turns back and say, well, you know, I don't think your case is worth that much, my question to them is, you know, are you going to cough out this money? Are you going to pay on this claim the amount that claim is worth or not? And the answer is no, then we just go to court. If they don't pay at that point, they're going to pay more, you know, when we go to court. And so sometimes, you know, after we already filed lawsuit and we're in court.
And then they come back to say, let's settle.
Yeah, let's settle, you know. But at that point, they're already paying for the cost of the litigations, the cost of mediations, and all of that, you know. And so if insurance companies already knew, which they knew about us, that you're going to fight them regardless, you're going to fight lawsuits regardless, you're going to try the case regardless, they are going to pay on your claim.
So let's talk about personal injury and protection.
Yes.
And then when we talk about that, I want you to also mention if there's a need for a client that, say for instance, I need an attorney. Do I have to pay upfront to be able, for you to be able to take on my case? Or how is that managed?
Yes.
But before you talk about the financial aspect of it, why don't we talk about the PIP, the personal injury and protection? Because I think at a point in time in my life, that helped me.
Yes.
You know, when it was like, I think it was a matter of hit and run, or that the other insurance policy holder, the insurance company wasn't, they weren't ready to pay enough, and my insurance stepped in for me.
That's right. So a PIP, personal injury protection, is an insurance policy that just covers you, the person in the accident. It's your own policy, but then again, you have to sign up for it. The many people reject it. So if you reject
just to reduce their premium,
then you don't have it. But if you have it, and in Texas it goes from 2,500 minimums to 10,000 to 15,000 more. So it's just whatever you're paying. You want to pay in premium, so you could put it on there. This is what I want to pay in premiums. So when things happen, and say you get into a hit and run, or so the other drivers not having insurance, that covers your medical bills. That will help you with your medical bills. Offset it. You know, so that's why the PIP is very important. You know, otherwise, you know, it's a problem. You know, if you couldn't pay your medical bills, you do need medical attention. That's what the PIP does.
Interesting.
Yes.
So let's talk about the financial. Yeah.
The other questions is about most in the state of Texas, which is where I'm licensed at. Lawyers don't get, personal injury attorneys don't get paid upfront for anything.
So you have to win the case first.
You have to win the case. And that's why the good lawyers have a motivation to win, because if I don't win,
they become a stakeholder in your case.
If I don't win, I don't get paid. So therefore, my life fight, you know, is for me to win every single case. And so for me to take your case, I have to do a thorough review from the beginning.
Of the case.
You know, if I think that your case is not winnable, if I think that your case is not, I'll let you know from the beginning. And I would not take that case, because I have to make expenses on that case. I have to make time on that case. I have paralegals working on it.
You pay,
billing to time and everything.
Expand your resources up front.
So we get paid a portion of the settlement, agreeable to both parties before we even get started. And then that's how we get on it.
Femi, I don't think we should tell everybody everything right now. Right. I think they should come to the office to talk to you. I think there should be a one-on-one consultation, you know, but I'm glad you're able to make it to the studio today to talk about Mayday Law Office. I need to remember that, because I keep calling law firm, right?
But
so
it's okay.
Mayday Law Office,
you know,
right. So yeah, tell us a little bit about, you know, Mayday, where Mayday is located. The kind of attorneys they would meet. I've been to your office a few times, and I know it's a diverse office, which I love about the office. Not all black or all white. It's a mix of all races. So, and then you have other paralegals and other attorneys working with you in that office. So tell us about Mayday Law Office, the address, phone number, email, anything, how people can reach out to you or your office. Right,
so Mayday Law Office is actually located in the corner of Richmond and Hayes. We will be moving at the end of the month to 10590 West Office Drive, but we're there now. We have quite a bit of different types of demographic in our office. You have people who speak Spanish. We have a lot of clients Spanish. We have a lot of clients speak other languages. So we have provisions for everyone.
Nice.
As soon as you walk in the door or you call us, if you give us a call on the phone, we will schedule you with anyone that is more suitable to your case. And we are at 11222 Richmond Avenue, Suite 202, and that's in Houston 77082. The phone number is 281-741-1162. You can look us up. We're as MaydayHoustonLaw.com. If you want to look us up, we'll have we have credibility. We always do our best by every client. We've won several cases, and if you care to look us up on the district clerk's office website, and you'll see that in recent time, we've won cases totaling $3 million, $1.6 million. We would max out the insurance, the third party's insurance policy, if your injuries warrant that type of compensation.
Fantastic.
So, give us a call or email us.
I'm already loving the sound of that. $1 million. If I make that, I'm moving to Nigeria. Wait for a second. I'm just saying. But yeah, Femi, thank you so much. And for what you do for us at Afrocentric, the support you've rendered over the years. Whenever we have a premiere or a show or anything like that, you come out to sponsor it.
Yes.
To give you more exposure, of course. And this is the bit we can do for ourselves.
That's right.
And which you do to us and to others, in the community. So I just want to say thank you. And guys, if you've never been before, if you're looking for an attorney that knows how best to manage your case, an attorney that will fight definitely for you to win the case, as he had mentioned, he becomes a stakeholder in your case.
Yes.
He doesn't get paid until he wins or unless he wins. Yes. So please reach out to Femi Ogunjumelo at Mayday Law Office. Their current office right now is 11222 Richmond Avenue, Suite 202, Houston, Texas 77082. And their phone number is 281-741-1162. Their website, however, is MaydayHoustonLaw.com. That's MaydayHoustonLaw.com. Please be their clients. We are also rooting for them, as they've always supported everything we do. And this is coming from a very, very good place. Thank you all for staying with us. Don't touch it. I will be right back.
Thank you very much.
All right. Of course, this is that station that revolves around the Africans in diaspora, especially here in the Houston area. My name is Kola. I remain your host. And with me today is a gentleman that I've known for a while now. We actually hail from the same state in Nigeria, which is one thing I would say proudly I am proud of. And also we've been involved in some projects together. And it's still in the works, but it's a huge project. This is a man that has a passion for giving back. This is a man that has, his lifestyle is dedicated, lifetime is dedicated to, being a blessing into the life of others. And, he has participated in, I don't even know how many, but I will mention a few to you. He is the founder of Rehoboth Foundation. He's also the chairman of the African Immigrant Police Advisory Board. That I joined, and I think it was the time of at Acevedo that he was the police chief at the time. We had the opportunity to have that meeting with a whole lot of diverse African leaders in the Houston area, and he will tell us a little bit about what that is about. But that is not the core focus of our meeting today, I'll tell you that. But I still want him to talk about it, and also is the chairman of the Nigerian Welfare Council. That tells you a whole lot. When someone is the chairman of a welfare council, Nigerian, that is in the Houston metro area. So join me and welcome Pastor Felix Awotula. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so much.
It's so great to see you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Sir, I know I said some things, and I really do want you to tell us just a little bit about Pastor Felix Awotula. Tell us about yourself a little. Not so much, but just a little. You know, it's a blessing to have someone like you amongst us. So, yeah, please.
Thank you so much. Honestly, I cannot speak much about myself because it's all about what people observe about me, my reflection in the community that speak louder than any impression that I have about myself. But all I know is that I have a passion, by the grace of God, to be a source of influence positively in the lives of others. My joy is driven by the joy I give to others. That is the definition of who I am. But in terms of human understanding, I came from Ondo State and studied in Nigeria, in the UK, and then in the United States of America. So, and started the Rehoboth Foundation about 22 years ago.
It's been 22 years.
Yes, so, and God has been overly faithful in fulfilling His mandate upon one's life, because I received the calling when I was in England doing my postgraduate studies. And God said categorically, I want you to be an example of what other preaches, not to let my actions speak of the meaning of the gospel. And the revelation has been clean and clear, and since then, God has been proving it that when He asks you to do something, He will back you up.
He will not leave you.
And we are located in 4 states of United States of America. We are based in, our activity has spread across North America, Asia, South America, about not less than 10 countries in Africa, where we have our registered value in the life of others at the moment.
Fantastic. Tell us a little bit about the African Immigrant Police Advisory Board. I was privileged to be a part of it, but I want you to be able to tell the community that we are in right now what that advisory board is about.
Essentially is to give a kind of a proper understanding about what the police activity is all about, especially from African concept. If you look back to African meaning of policing, there's a little bit of fear and factor between the community and the people. And I've been involved in the police college sometime, teaching on African culture in terms of the sensitivity. Take, for instance, an African person, when it's been maybe stopped, he tried to exhibit some activity like raise up his hand and do all this. So that
gestures
scared the police. And made it known to them that they are not really mean to do any evil.
We're just aggressive in our gestures, right?
And another dimension is that the police activities in Africa have not been very homely to them. They only see them as somebody that want to bull on them and you know.
Them or something.
So we try to harmonize the whole thing, giving them the understanding that they are here not to fight, even though they talk about they are not used to gun. So if they lift up their hand, they don't mean to bring anything out. It's just that is all. So we try to create that kind of understanding between the police. Yes, to let them know that we are peace-loving person. They can shout, but they cannot hurt.
Oh yeah, we Africans. We even husband and wife when they're talking as if they are aggressive, as if they are shouting or fighting, you'll think that something is about to, sprout from there, but, it's all talks.
So that has been the goal, and the police department have been very cooperative, and the present chief of police is really, really a godly person, and we work together, pray together on the street over a lot of things.
Wow.
So he's so is so excited about this development because it's all about harmonizing the relationship between the communities and the police activities so that they can work in one accord. So another dimension is that when I spoke with the chief of the police, that one of the things that I had in mind is just for us to be able to duplicate this kind of gesture in Africa so that they can be part of what is happening in Africa, retrain them to become more friendly, not to see them as an object of terror or object of fear and what have you. So they are very polite, they are creating that environment. And another thing is to let Africans know, Africa in Houston in particular, that they are welcome to be part of the police force. They can join it. We know
very few of them.
So
that are being
we want to
part of
make it available to them when there are recruitment opportunities, and at the same time, the police intend to come to do a kind of town hall meeting where questions are raised and solutions are provided.
We can work together on that. We can make that happen.
Okay,
Yeah.
they are ready for that, and so we can work with the TV to make sure that there is a cohesion. That is the practical thing. That there is no fear about police in America. They are very friendly. Like now, I'm equally a member of what is called Police and Clergy Alliance. Like every Tuesday, I will be at the South Gesner there, police station, where I pray for every group, every shift. Like on Tuesday, before they go out,
wow.
we pray for them. I do that on Tuesday between the hour of 2 and 3 o'clock.
Wow.
Every Tuesday we do that. So they are always
That's
very
Yeah.
happy about that. So because we know that there is a tension out there, and our job as clergy people is to bring a kind of gladness and joy, and let them not to be too tense, to know that when God is involved, solution will come out.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right. Fantastic. So tell us what motivated you to start Rehoboth Foundation?
Honestly, the motivation is driven by the grace of God, by the Spirit of the living God. Let me be down to earth. When I was doing my postgraduate study in England, and I'm a member of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, we have 100 days of prayer and fasting. So on one of the days and after prayer, I found out that I saw a big dish, and people were lamenting and complaining that, come and help us, come and help us. Then I got closer and I said, what's your problem? You see trailers of food line up. I could not see the end of it. I said, come out and eat. There's enough for you. I woke up. By the special grace of God, as of today, we are giving nothing less than 5,000 18-wheelers out since we have started. Even though you can see the end of 5,000 18-wheeler, but at that time I couldn't see the end.
You can't even see the end of it.
Because
5,000 18-wheelers are packed right now. You can't see the end anyway.
But what God is saying is that what He can do, it cannot be limited. So since then, even in Nigeria now, we have shipped not less than 40 containers. We have helped the IDP. We have helped people in the north, in the south. We have done a lot of medical missions. At the present, we have a land, about 2,500 acres of land that we are putting together. Even Lagos State has equally so excited about our plan. They have a facility in Badagry and in Ekpe, which we are trying to finalize the whole arrangement right now. At the moment, by the special grace of God, we just sent a week ago to Nigeria a container full of 29 different type of vegetables and fruits and food. I mean, it's so massive that it filled the whole 40 feet container.
Wow.
And our goal is to be able to resolve the issue of poverty and hunger. And one of the things that God has given us the grace right now, there is no vegetable, there is no fruit, there is no herb you find in America that will not be available in Africa very soon. We
Wow.
ship it already.
Wow.
And it should be in the next 1 week or so, we should be clearing it and planting it and helping. So our goal is to be able to generate employment for the people. You have been involved, and the one we have at Imeko, the 2,500 acres of land. The Oba just recently called me too that he have a classroom of about 15 rooms.
Oh, and by the way, people, I am the project manager on that project. So
Yes.
just so you know, I just
Yes.
have to throw that out there.
Yes. So everything is coming up, and so the motive behind all of this is to reveal the meaning of Christianity, to make Christianity tangible, because what I know, the eye is a better pupil than the ear. When people see something, it registers impact in their life.
Right.
So that is where we are.
So
And-
geographically, how many countries so far has benefited? I know you mentioned about 10 earlier. Can you give us some of the names of these countries that have
Yes,
benefited from the Rehoboth Foundation?
take for instance, we shipped into Venezuela, South America. We shipped into Tanzania, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast, and Nigeria in particular, and others like that. So we have been to Gambia. We're trying to establish an institution there, which the president is so excited because he said categorically, he said, "Sir, I don't want my youth are been studying overseas. I want something that's going to something that can be offered to them locally
Instead of them
traveling
having to go out there.
So, which is a beautiful idea, and thank you, sir.
So I have, because most of the time you're always gone. You're back and forth Nigeria. You know, what's going on in Nigeria? Why this mission?
Yes, like I said earlier on, it is God's idea to reach out to those who need a solution. When you look at Nigeria composition right now, the issue is not that there are no resources, but ability to harness those resources. And the issue is that the existing political structure were not drafted, so to say, a quote, to solve community problems. They existed for personal aggrandizement, which was the legacy. The wrong thing that happened in 1914. The interest of Nigeria has never been for the interest of Nigeria, in quote. They have only been for the leadership, for other perpetrators, external interest, but the core interest of the people has not been the hallmark, the driving force of why the government is in place. The governments are in place for entitlement and privileges. I've walked through across the political system, from the presidency to governor, local government. One of the special advisors to the president one time or the other said, "Reverend, I know you have the heart of this people, but those people are not interested in what you are interested in. They are interested, what can they gain from it?" Like our former ambassador that passed away, he called me and said, "Reverend, I have 4 governors in my office. Can you fly down to Washington, D.C.? I know you can help them." I went. I won't mention their name, but they are governor of Ogun State, Plateau, Imo, and the Rivers. We have a discussion, and they said, "Sir, we appreciate you. We want you to help us." Immediately they came out with their telephone number. They said, "This is their personal cell phone number. We don't give it to nobody. We're going to give it to you. How can you help us?" I came back and arranged. I said, "Okay, let's ship them some items." Do you know, I called the 4 governors' number. None of them answered the call. And eventually, one of the commissioner that came, commissioner of health from Plateau, and now had the number. I called him. I said, "What happened?" He said, "Sir, don't worry, because you said they cannot sell it. There is no personal gain for them. So that is why they are not interested in answering your call." So we are in a very tough situation, a very, very difficult situation. When a senator came here for medical treatment, and the person that was taking care of him told us, "Sir, instead of you coming several times in a year, we can duplicate this facility in Nigeria."
Country.
Did you know how your senator answered? He said, "Do I care about Nigeria?" That is kind of person that you have as a leader, that do not care about the people, and yet is our senator.
Unfortunately.
Very tough. So that is why it is very important that we in diaspora, which is my main interest.
That's what I'm about to get into, because you have this diaspora forum.
Yes, sir.
And it's a TV program. You wanna let's just dive into it right now.
Yes, let's dive into it, because honestly, what I've realized in life, the mind that created the problem cannot be the same mind that's going to solve the problem. Nigeria system existed for problematic experience, make things hard, graduate without employment, all kind of difficult situations. So, but we have been privileged, those of us in diaspora. It's not a small thing to be in an advanced country. Why? Because our mind have been reprogrammed to see the light of the day. We are seeing that electricity can happen 24/7.
I mean, we enjoy it here.
People can get good water on daily basis.
Right.
Good road is possible. People can think about one another. People can help each other. So my concern, therefore, for the diaspora, we have been given privileges. This is our own generation. We have to make our relevance known. I understand that it is widely agreed that Nigeria is so intelligent, but the proof of intelligence is the benefit it offered. We have to be able to galvanize ourselves, unite together, because it is in our unity we have strength.
Right.
Yes,
right. The strength in unity.
Yes, sir. And in our togetherness, we can stop the traffic of evil in Nigeria. We are more empowered. There might be millions, but the moment you have two people that sincerely connected, because everything in life flows by balance and harmony. The moment we are united, we are creating a better platform that can defeat the activity of the evil one in Nigeria. So it's not in vain that we have privilege to know what works. It's not in vain on our side. So I'm calling the diaspora. The only way out now, I know individually most of us are successful, but as a group we are a failure. What is the value of our legacy, the value of our knowledge to our own people? People that do not have wisdom, why should they be the one leading us? Why do you make room for them?
Because isn't that the way it works in Africa sometimes? Because, I mean, you see the educated ones becoming the vice president and the uneducated one being the president. You see the uneducated ones being, at the top, but you see the ones that are not educated, taking the lead. It's quite unfortunate, but I mean, that's just the way things work in Nigeria. What are your long-term and short-term goals and achievement for this TV program you're talking about? It's going to be called the Diaspora Forum.
Yes. Diaspora Forum, the way forward.
The way forward.
That is it. Because unexamined life is dangerous. We have examined things over and over. This is quite realistic and very innovative. The people in Nigeria, their mindset cannot provide solution. Because the moment you get there, the first thing they're going to ask of, what is my own in it?
What is in it for me?
Exactly. We signed MOU with various governments, but when it comes to implementation, it's another story, ball game. What is not written in the MOU is what they want to implement. So I believe the first thing, through the TV program and all of us coming together, to harness people of the same mind, whatever we can do to bring us together, so that we will be able to share our knowledge, and our knowledge is so vast and is capable of resolving the issue of our land. God is a master planner. In any given generation, there may be problems, but equally God has earmarked some people to resolve that problem.
Right.
So we will not just stand by and conclude that there is a problem. and not doing something about
So
it.
I'll assume you're trying to harness like minds.
Yes.
To work together.
Yes, sir.
To prefer the solutions
Yes.
to Africa, a great continent, and Nigeria, or maybe starting with Nigeria,
Yes.
a great nation.
Yes, we can do that if we are determined, because it's going to be more of projective thinking, innovation. Because what I found out in life is that we cannot change a system by condemning it. We change a system by providing a new model that makes the old system become obsolete.
I agree.
So if we are going, and we are well equipped here intellectually, I know some of our people that are at the head of our fears.
Of course. Yeah, even here in Houston area, in America.
Let's find a way of begging them. I say begging. Because they have been frustrated over and over.
Over and over, yes.
Some of them
yes.
do not want to hear Nigeria.
They don't even want to go back.
They don't want to go back. But for the sake of the innocent one, for the sake of the poor one.
But I've always believed Nigeria's problem are Nigerians
Yes.
themselves. And so, you know, having people here in diaspora to say they should come together to find a solution to the problem in Nigeria, that the people you're looking for a solution for probably are not ready for the kind of solution you have to offer. So how do you play around that?
Yes, sir. You see, the way when God orchestrated the foundation of the earth, there are some things that they put in human being, which is the heart thing. When you touch the heart of human being, not their brain alone,
I understand.
it changes their viewpoint. If we can do something that really matters to the need of the people, systematically, like the land we have, diaspora village, we start doing something. I like something about Nigeria. They are copycat. They can copy you. If something is good,
Right.
they will copy it. They have not seen enough example. The reason why they have not seen example, we have been approaching the matter individually. And because we cannot master enough resources, we are weakened. We are frustrated. But the way God created things is that mere talking to you right now, it creates some atmosphere of support for my life because I'm learning something. So in our interaction, in our sincerity of providing solution, because God told me, if I'm solution-minded, He will provide inspiration for me. So if we are solution-minded, the road that are not passable, with the grace of God, will become a high road. Things will change, because change is a normal phenomenon in human life. Things can be improved. The largest room on earth is the room for improvement. We can improve our activities by align our resources together, share our value together, put our resources together. But the only major success of that is that when we are thinking beyond ourselves. Success in life is not about houses, it's not about cars. God told me, He said, son, your success is not what you receive from people, but what you give out. That is what has eternal value. So, and the place of problem is a place of showing people that are talented. Challenges are there to reveal our intelligence, to reveal how powerful we are, because we can't claim excellency in wisdom and we can't deal with ordinary issues that other countries have dealt with.
Makes sense.
So we pray that those of us, you are a principal person, that guy behind the camera is a principal person. It is possible. I'm going to London to go and speak to people there, because I found out the problem of Nigeria is in the hand of the
Because I was going to
diaspora.
ask you, how do you plan to gather these resources? How do you plan to harness these resources to put them in one where it becomes a voice,
Yes, sir.
For the people and for others to learn from, and then before you start expanding to other African countries? How do you plan on doing that?
The plan, you are involved. The land we have, the goal is to establish a university that's purely industrial, converting theory to practical. We are having there an agricultural system that engages in commercial farming, but what we call the aquaponic farming, the science of using planting and what do you call it, and animal together and produce result, compensating for each other. Then the low-cost housing using the lateral blocks, which is less expensive and very durable. One is bulletproof. Termites cannot penetrate. It is environmental friendly,
right,
and all kind of things. And they are these are carved by Nigeria here. This particular theory and idea is from one of our members, based in Florida. Here and there. So from this group, we can now begin to expand and create another thing. I'm making it open right now. For any diaspora that want to come to Nigeria,
I was going to ask you
we're going to provide at least 2 to 3 plots of land free of charge in that diaspora village. So, but the only thing is that we want to make sure they maintain American standard in terms of quality, so that when that is become a pilot scheme, people can come and see. These people are not just talking about helping, they are showing it practically. The place, the landscape will be so designed that we accommodate innovation and development. Because the existing structure in Nigeria does not call for innovation. They just want to remain in the same spot because they survive in crookedness. They survive in things that are not straightforward. They don't like using computer effectively because you will have no cost for somebody to be in charge of your file. So these are the little things, little water here and there. If we can drop it, focus on that. We are giving the land free of charge. Come with your technology.
How can they reach you, though? How can people reach?
They can reach me. They can reach you. But anyway, they can reach me better on WhatsApp because I'm neither here nor here now. And the WhatsApp number is 713-296-9491. That's
713-296-9491.
Yes, sir. And they can reach us on our website too, info@rehobothfoundation.org. They can
info@rehobothfoundation.org.
Yes, sir. They can do that, but locally we have a Rehoboth number, which is 713-484-5850. But for the sake of diaspora effort, please reach out on our WhatsApp number. They can call your number too, because it's all about us. The era has gone that what can I do? No. What I found out in life, the only way you can make things better is to know that you can't do it alone.
Yeah, if you want to walk far.
Yes, that's the only way forward.
Right.
And that is what is missing in Africa. The talents are there. The resources are there. But ability to coordinate, to work in harmony. And I believe, those of us that believe in God, that hear the word of God, unity is a force. We must learn to embrace it. It's going to happen. That's why we're looking for people of like mind, because the first determine the rest. If you start with 2-3 people that are sincerely committed, Nigeria will be a story of glory of God. Change will come. Because I know the power
kind of change we anticipate.
Yes, the power at play there is forces of darkness. And when light comes, darkness disappears. We are the light of the world. We are equipped by the grace of God to defeat evil. It's an evil bow before the good, and wickedness at the gate of the righteous. Those are the pronouncement of God. And the word of God are yea and amen. It cannot be broken. No generation can defeat the success and the supremacy of the word of God. All we need to do is to let our generation experience what God stands for. And God will stand for us.
Amen.
Especially when we are standing to bring relief to those who are burdened. Can you see how people are being killed anyhow? It's unfair. But they allow this happening because there is no enough light. There's no enough righteousness.
Right.
Let's exhibit our righteousness. These people will disappear. They will have no place.
So, gentlemen, I just want to express a heart of gratitude to Pastor Felix for coming to our studio today. You can tell from the way he's speaking that he's passionate. You know, you can tell where his passion lies. You can tell where his heart lies. You can tell that he has been through different countries just so we can have a better life in Africa, and of course, especially, you know, utilizing the resources that we have to be a light even unto the world. You know, he has expressed himself, and please send him an email, info@rehobothfoundation.org. And if you don't mind telling us the number again, the WhatsApp number preferably.
713-296
713-296
9491.
9491.
Yes, sir.
Please reach out to him. Of course, you have my number. You can always send me a message. I'll reach back out to him as to the way forward. He has a better and a bigger plan for Nigeria, you know, for Africa, but starting with Nigeria. I know I've been a part of the project, so I can say so much about it. That's why I can tell you categorically that his passion lies in this, in being a light unto the world, in being a source of joy to others. And may God, in His mercies, continue to empower you and to keep your oil and keep you greased, and you know, so you'll have the enablement, the energy to pull through all of this. And if there's any hurdle, and I pray that He will be able to move that out of your way, no matter how. If you have to climb over it, go through it, or make that mountain a plain for you. You know, that's the kind of energy we need in this day and age. As you can see, the way the world is turning, it is absurd to see children killing children, adults killing adults, whites, blacks. It doesn't even matter anymore. Even Africans killing Africans. This needs to stop. This, you know, Christ, of course, is coming. And I just want to say thank you so much once again for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for joining us. Guys, please do not touch the dial. We will be right back. To an Afrocentric Television Channel 15.8, the station that brings you the best of the best in the African community in diaspora. Of course, starting with us here in Houston. My name is Kola. As you know, I personally have enjoyed the show, and I enjoy speaking with Mr. Femi Ogunjumelo. He explained so many things that I gained so many knowledge, you know, just talking to him before and after the show, after the interview, I mean. So it was a delightful experience to having to talk to a man that understands what the law says to protect you against any third party, or even an insurance company, or even someone that would hit you, or any injury whatsoever that you may have. I would urge you sincerely to please reach out to his law firm, and that's Mayday Law Office. It's located right now at 11222, that's 222 Richmond Avenue, Suite 202, Houston, Texas 77082. And their website, of course, is maydayhoustonlaw.com. You can call their office at 281-741-1162. I learned so much when it comes to PIP, when it comes to liability insurance, third party, when it comes to hit and run, they call it, you know, that's when a third party hits your vehicle or cause a damage to your vehicle, or even to yourself, and you're not even aware it was there, and then when you find out, it was already kind of late. But then they can help you. That's what they're there for. That's what they do. And guess what? You don't have to pay a dime. once they access your case and they think you have a chance or stand the chance of getting some damages done or repaired to your vehicle or even for yourself, he will fight for you. So please get out there. If you need, of course, an experienced lawyer, attorney to help represent you, don't do it by yourself, and don't accept that you're guilty just yet. Just be sure you may not be guilty and you may think you're guilty. So wait till you talk to your attorney and wait till a police officer report on the case, you know. So please, again, before I leave, I always do this at the end of my show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Afrocentric Television, channel 15.8. Click that subscribe button and also tap on that little bell right there so you can get alerted anytime we post anything whatsoever. Thanks for staying with us. Thanks for always standing by us. I remain your host, Kola Akinmuyua. Until next time, take care.